So that leads into probably two of my favorite tips that most people somehow ignore because so one of them is you go to sessions. A lot of people like to go to these sessions and then just sit at the very back and try to be invisible. The best part about being at Summit is to be there and experience the person there and then ask them questions. So I generally like to sit right in front, and because then you can then right afterwards you can just walk up and just start asking the person some questions about because this is the person generally who was the engineering manager who wrote it or who ran the team that made it, or the product manager who's been finagling the thing all the way through to fruition and so forth. You can ask all these great questions, and then let's just say they get mobbed with people and there's no way to get there. They're almost always down at the Adobe booth that is in the expo hall. So you can just say, okay, good. Oh, it's that guy. Okay, good. I'm going to hunt those guys down afterwards and I'm going to ask them questions, because a lot of times too, you're just like, you're full of questions and there's like too many questions to bother the speaker about. So you want to just go and hunt them down at the Adobe booth later. So that using the Adobe personnel who are there is also huge, because if they bring up a new feature and you're like, oh my gosh, is that really released? Can I really do that right now? Can I do that with my license? Does it work in China? Because I have a thing in China. Does it work there? Or, like all these little questions you might have, you just go straight to the Adobe booth and ask them afterwards, and don't keep them in your head.
And even if they don't have the time to cover it in that instance, get their information, follow up afterwards on LinkedIn or whatever platform it might be, and make that
Yes.
connection.